welcome, or whatever time of day you are watching this, and welcome to another episode of the Professor DW podcast. Tony Davila, Matthew King, Dominic Murphy in the back. Christmas time. Oh, I got a little shirt on here. Go me. Boom.
My shirt's from Canada. That's kind of like the North Pole, but just worse. I don't know.
All right. So, moving on. This week was a pretty good week for the Professor DW. Basically a two-man race going into Monday night. Stayed that two-man race as well and came down to the tiebreaker. That two-man race was between Josh Kaiser and
William Pexon.
There you go. William Pexon was the other one as they go into that one. Both of them chose San Francisco as well. Now, the outcome of that one, true.
San Francisco was clearly
the
choice.
Better team on that night. Wow. But they both had the San Francisco 49ers getting the win. They got the win, so it comes down to the tiebreaker, which was William getting the low guess. 1069 was his guess. Josh Kaiser's guess was 2860. The actual total of field goal yardage was 2302. So Price is Right rules go into effect, and William takes home the win.
I wish we wouldn't have clapped there.
Dominic, cut that.
Congratulations. Don't cut anything. Whatever, it's fine. But did a really good job there. Got the win there. The season is winding down now. There are only 2 weeks left, only 4 spots left to get into the exclusive postseason tournament. William and Josh were already into the postseason tournament, so they just blocked a couple more people from getting into this exclusive postseason tournament. Why is it exclusive? Because you have to win to get in, or at least get second place to get into it. And you get a chance to get into the Ticket Bonanza. That is 2 tickets. 2 tickets to Seattle sports games. Mariners, Sounders, Seahawks, Tacoma Rainiers, the Kraken, the Storm, and Emerald Downs. You get 2 tickets into all of those. They're in season because you don't want to go to see that right now.
I don't know if they sell tickets out of season.
They might. They could. We could get you into the stadium. Loophole.
I don't know if we could. Emerald Downs, yes.
We don't have that poll.
Other places, no.
But that is what you are playing for there. So get your entries in. Oh, by the way, this is one of those weeks that there are 3 games on Thursday. So games start at 10 a.m. So that is when you have to get your entries in. 10 a.m. Thursday is the cutoff, or is it not? It's 10 a.m.
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
holidays.
Whatever you decide to celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, that's cool too. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Celebrate football.
Exactly. So there are those 3 games on Thursday. So the entrance, you have to have your entry in before 10 a.m. and we can see when you guys enter. So there you go.
No sneaking anything past us.
These wonderful minds.
The fact it took that long to come up with that sentence.
I know. I was trying to think of something smart to say, and I couldn't. So There you go.
Story of your life.
All right. So the professor this week actually had a decent showing. Wow. The professor had 12 right, but in the Monday night game,
Indy to beat San Francisco. And I think we made fun of the professor on the podcast last week for that pick. Boy, were we right, because bad professor.
Indy has a 1,000,000-year-old quarterback right now.
Did you see that, Belly?
Wow. Good picking, professor.
The Colts clearly had all the momentum going in. They've been on a heater.
Yeah. If Indy had won, the professor would have broken the streak of the 51 whatever consecutive weeks the professor's been losing, but professored it.
If the professor would have just used his brain and picked the clearly better team in San Francisco, we'd be celebrating the end of a losing streak. However, the professor did what losers do, and that's find a way to lose.
Yowza. Yowza. All right, so Professor loses another week, and William Pexon gets the win, gets the the extra $10 as well, so walks away with $27 for this week for yet another win for you guys. Keep on beating the Professor, keep on getting some money. You'll get your little sheet of paper as well that tells you congratulations. There you go. I was trying to think of what it was called, but I couldn't, and I knew it wasn't a document. I knew it comes on a sheet of paper. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, moving on.
We should get it notarized.
Should. That'll be nice.
Let's get a notary.
All right, so this week's set of games, starting with the 3 games on Christmas Day, Dallas and Washington is the first game. The Professor is taking Dallas. Guess what? I'm also taking Dallas, even though that was garbage last week. Wow, rough. But Washington is even more garbage, so I'm taking Dallas.
Dallas now officially mathematically eliminated, so Tony can't say the Cowboys are back next season. So
next year.
You're banned until after the Super Bowl from saying it. That's your punishment. No, you're
2027 champions, Dallas Cowboys.
Banned.
Anyways,
I'm also picking Dallas. Washington stinks, and I don't even know who's going to be playing quarterback. So give me the Cowboys.
Exactly. All right, up next, Detroit at Minnesota. Professor's taking Detroit. I'm taking Detroit. Minnesota, they are okay, but quarterback is the issue, and that's kind of an important position. And with 9 breaking his hand, I think Minnesota's going to stink for the rest of the year, so Detroit gets the win there.
Yeah, Minnesota. It sounds like J.J. McCarthy's done for the year. If he was playing, I'd pick them because Minnesota beat Detroit in Detroit, so we know that they can win. However, no J.J. McCarthy. I'm going to go with Detroit, who literally has to win out and have Green Bay lose out to make the playoffs. So they're hanging on by a thread. I think they're keep their hopes alive for at least a couple of days.
At least a little bit. Next game has very similar situation going on. Denver, Kansas City. Denver coming off of a loss. Kansas City off of a loss of all of their quarterbacks. So Denver gets the win here. Professor says it. I say it. He says it. Everybody says it. Kansas City, done.
At least Gardner Minshew didn't tear his ACL coming from a Coug. I'm glad that he didn't just completely destroy the next year of his life. So good for you, Gardner. Your team is
There's a positive. Woo. All right, up next, Houston at LA Chargers. Professor is taking the Chargers. I like Houston in this one. I think Houston has a really good chance. They're starting to build a little momentum their way. I think they can get the win there. The Chargers, a lot of people are picking them right now, but I'm just not sold on them. So I'm going Houston. Professor's taking the Chargers.
This is a tight game for me. I'm going to pick the Chargers just because I think they're coming in with a little bit more momentum. They had that overtime win over Philly, then kind of just took it to the Cowboys last week. Houston kind of laid an egg. They're just fortunate it came against the Raiders to where their egg was still good enough to win. Give me the Chargers. Wouldn't surprise me either way. This is going to be a pretty good game, an entertaining game after the garbage we get on Thursday.
Exactly. All right. Next, Baltimore at Green Bay. He's taking Green Bay. The Professor's taking Green Bay. I'll take Green Bay as well just because Baltimore is in that. Who is their quarterback? Is it Snoop Huntley? Is it Lamar Jackson? Which one plays? Nobody knows.
The Packers are in the same spot. Is it going to be Jordan Love? Is it going to be Malik Willis? It sounds like it's going to be one of those two. They said today that they're not bringing in another quarterback, so it sounds like one of them is going to be good to go. I think the Packers, that was a meltdown against the Chicago Bears. Absolute failure, atrocious. Ban onside kicks. Forget about the tush push. Get rid of onside kicks is what Packers fans should be screaming. I think Green Bay gets the win at home, a chance to clinch a playoff spot and kind of take some of that pressure off moving into the final week. Yeah, they can still win the North technically. Going to need a lot of help, but I think Green Bay at least locks in their playoff spot with a big win at home.
There you have it. All right, so up next is going to be Seattle at Carolina. The Professor is taking Seattle. I'm taking Seattle as well, but with the little caveat of I kind of want Carolina to win just so that everybody in our office has lost to the Panthers. Cowboys lost to them. Green Bay lost to them. Why not have the Seahawks lose to them as well so everybody can hate the Panthers all together?
I am going to take Carolina, actually. Seattle seems to struggle with teams who can have those long drives that can possess the ball and not allow that offense on the field. They're also coming off a very big emotional high with that huge win over the Rams on Thursday night, a wild comeback, the craziest 2-point conversion you'll ever see. Carolina's coming off a huge win over Tampa Bay, putting themselves in the driver's seat for the NFC South, and they're also playing at home. Carolina's a different team at home. Give me the Panthers. I think they run the ball, possess. It's going to be low scoring. Take the under for sure. Give me Carolina.
All right, yeah, surprise there. All right, up next, Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Professor's taking Pittsburgh. Even without DK, I think Pittsburgh wins this one. I don't think Cleveland's all that good, especially with Judkins going out. He was their one bright spot on their offense. So I think Pittsburgh wins this one easily.
Yeah, I'm not spending too much time. Pittsburgh, agree with Tony, agree with the Professor. Browns, their defense is good. I'm rooting for Myles Garrett to break the record this week, so he doesn't need that extra game. Putting a little asterisk out there. So, but yeah, Pittsburgh gets the win. They're coming off a strong performance against Detroit. I think they keep it rolling.
Next game has very little discussion. New England at the Jets. New England is going to win. I'm picking that. Professor's picking that. He's picking that. You're picking that. The Jets stink. Terrible.
Jets cover, though.
Do not. New England blows them out.
Jets cover.
Moving on. New Orleans at Tennessee. That is a battle of terrible teams, but both of them coming off wins. New Orleans has won 3 in a row. Professor's taking New Orleans. I'm riding that train. I think New Orleans is going to come away with the win. Forget all that stuff I said about the dumpster fire earlier in the season. It has been since put out. They're doing all right, I guess. But I think Tennessee, coming off of a win over Kansas City, not the Kansas City, just a Kansas City team. I still think New Orleans comes away with the win.
I think this New Orleans team is like Carolina last year, getting hot at the end of the season. They're going to build momentum into next season. I think they get the win too. And I also want to go back and see what the record is of Tony said were complete dumpster fires. It's close to 500. We got to admit that. Jacksonville doing a lot of the lifting. However, I'm going to go ahead and take New Orleans here.
So Jacksonville might be pretty good, I guess. I guess Trevor Lawrence is better than I thought he was. Professor Jacksonville. I'll take Jacksonville too, just because Indy has moved into that dumpster fire territory where they are just not good right now. I don't know what happened to Indy. They fell off of a cliff and into a pit of garbage. Wow. Jacksonville.
Which means Indy's probably going to win this game because remember, Tony, Cowboys are back. They're in the Super Bowl. Jags suck. Saints suck. Sudden the Colts sucked.
Terrible.
Jacksonville, but hedge your bets here. Maybe not touch this one if you're going to the casino.
All right. Up next, Tampa Bay at Miami. Professor's taking Tampa Bay. I'm taking Tampa Bay too, just because Tampa Bay has something to play for. They've had something to play for the last few weeks, but I think this offense is going to be pretty good. I'm leaning Tampa Bay. I think it could be a better game than I thought, but I think Tampa Bay gets the win. So does the Professor.
I agree. I picked Tampa. I think that sets up kind of a showdown for the NFC South title with Carolina the following week. I don't like Quinn Ewers. I don't trust him. I'll go ahead and take Tampa. I shouldn't say I don't like him, but I don't trust him.
You don't know him.
I don't know him.
You don't know his life. Next, Arizona at Cincinnati. Professor's taking Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati. Somehow Cincinnati, for some reason, Cincinnati, they got booted, but I think Joe Burrow is trying to show people that he is Joe Burrow. Like, he is really coming to play late in the year, so he's trying to keep that hype in his name and come in rolling into the next season. I think Cincinnati blows the doors off the Cardinals.
I'm going to take the Bengals here too, but I got a hot take. I think both quarterbacks throw for over 400 yards in this game. That's all the Cardinals do is throw the ball. That's all the Bengals can really do is throw the ball. Take the over. Lots of points. Bengals win.
All right. Up next is a battle of nothing.
Game of the week. Who's going to get the number 1 pick?
Not game of the week.
Game of the week.
Least valuable game of the week.
Not true at all. The Royals and Cardinals play.
Giants in Vegas. That's who we're talking about. The Giants at Las Vegas. The Giants, I think This is one that the Giants win. The professor has the Giants as well, just because I think the Giants don't need a quarterback. That's one that they know that they don't need a number one pick. They're going to come out and win. Vegas at this point is, we need anybody to come in. So they're going to tank this one, and it's going to be the Giants.
I agree that the Giants win. I think calling the Raiders a dumpster fire would be a compliment. They are bad, terrible, awful. Pete Carroll should just retire, go away. Ashton Genty should think about retiring. Geno Smith, everyone retired. Get off that team. Move them back to Oakland. Just awful. A bunch of garbage. Give me the Giants. Game of the week.
Maybe moving back to St. Louis? I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. I'm just saying stuff. I'm just saying stuff. Up next, leave it in. Philly at Buffalo. Could be a good game. I'm taking Buffalo. The professor's taking Buffalo as well. Kind of, but I think Buffalo right now is playing very, very well. They do at the end of the season. It's not quite playoff time, so they're not going to crumble yet. So, professor's taking Buffalo. I'm taking Buffalo.
I'm going to take Philly here. Buffalo, I disagree, hasn't played well. They just struggled to beat Cleveland. Josh Allen didn't score a touchdown in that game. Eagles, whatever you want to say about them, that defense is still very good.
It is.
That's their strength. Can they get Jalen Carter back? That's kind of a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Eagles, though. I think maybe they try and get something going in the run game with Barkley. They have so many weapons. I think it eventually has to work for Philly. I'm going to take the Eagles in this game.
Maybe. All right. Up next, Chicago at San Francisco. This is one of those toss-up games. The professor's taking Chicago. I could really go either way. I think I'm leaning a little more Chicago. They seem to be winning all of these really close games. I still don't know who the receiving core is for San Francisco. Kittle went out a little bit injured in that last game. He's dealt with a hamstring, had an ankle issue there. So the only person that is good on offense is Christian McCaffrey, and when you can just key in on one person, makes it easier for a team to win. So I'm leaning Chicago with the professor.
I'm also worried about who Chicago's receivers are, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey,
I'm going to take San Francisco. I made fun of the professor for a hate pick, but that was because teams were clearly not even. This is my hate pick. Hoping the Niners win, hoping the Bears lose out and the Packers win out so they can win the division. Not going to hold my breath on it. I think San Francisco's the better team, though. Chicago's gotten a handful of weird, fluky wins this season. Congratulations to them. They're in the playoffs. The Bears still suck, though. I'm going to take San Francisco.
Hater. All right, so up next, Rams at Atlanta. The professor is taking the Rams. I'm taking the Rams. You're taking the Rams. Atlanta, you're on the edge. You're on the rim of that dumpster. You're not quite in the fire yet, but you are slipping and sliding on that rim because, wow, the Falcons, probably the most disappointing season of any team in the NFL goes to the Atlanta Falcons.
Right. I still have the Kansas City Chiefs up there. However, I'm picking the Rams here. Falcons, bad. Bijan, good. Everyone else, bad.
On paper, should be
bad.
Good, but
bad.
Not. What happened?
8-3, bad.
Atlanta. Yuck. Anyways, so those are our picks from this week. That's the professor's picks, and then our little chit-chat combo, whatever we're talking about. There you go. Or not. Remember, 10 a.m. on Thursday is the cutoff because there are early games, 3 games on Thursday, 2 games on Saturday as well. So we've got a pretty full week of football this week, 3 games being played early on Christmas Day. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your New Year's. We'll be back before New Year's, so you'll get to see us again. But enjoy your Christmas no matter what, and or whatever celebration, whatever holiday that you celebrate. I'm trying to be inclusive and not leave anybody out. For happy holidays to you and yours and everybody that you love in this world. I hope you have a blessed holiday season. Enjoy. To